Welcome
to the only comment.
Bastard.
I like this. I like it.
Okay.
Keep going.
Welcome to the only comedy podcast on the internet. It's the Coffee Jelly Hour, episode 82. I'm Tony, and I'm joined by Ace, Matt, and Seth. We're preaching caffeine, motherfuckers. I'm gonna mute all you fuckers. I'm gonna mute you fuckers, bastards. Hi guys. How's it going? How's it going?
Oh, it's just bad.
Are we all fucking great, aren't we?
I'm playing with a fidget spinner right now.
Oh, thank God.
I just want to open up with that. I have a fidget spinner, and it was bought for me as like a joke. My roommate,
you love your fidget spinner.
My roommate walked in and handed me a fidget spinny like a week ago, and now I have used it every fucking day. This thing has not left my side, and I hate myself.
It stops you playing with your penis, basically. That's what it is, isn't it? Really? Yeah. Is that what it is? An
I mean, if that's what
device.
Has it made you masturbate less?
That's what.
I mean, what is less when you're doing a self-imposed dry spell?
Because of the fidget spinner. Because of the fidget spinner.
When you don't masturbate, I don't think that's what a dry spell is.
Well, I mean, it's like a self-dry spell. It's like a
solo dry spell.
I'm saving myself for marriage.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
To your other hand. Okay, no problem at all. Listen, we've got some big, amazing news from Seth. He wants to tell us.
It's not a big. It's not, okay, it's
did
big
I misread that? Did I misread what you said?
I wanted to do it first because Ace is going to talk about something, and mine is not interesting.
Okay.
It's interesting to me.
Okay.
But I recently made an upgrade to my room. Ace, I don't know if you remember, but I gave you my desk without the top part. I kept the top part because it was cumbersome to get it all the way over to you. And then I got lazy and I just kept it in my room. So then I just decided to make use of it. I put it at the foot of my bed, and it's just kind of like a bed height shelf.
Okay.
And then I noticed, hey, but this shelf is like the exact size of my wine rack. And so I put that, and then I put all my wine in, and I'm like, well, I might as well just make this a bar and put all my liquor in.
Oh.
So now I have a bar in my room.
That is pretty sweet. That is good news.
You never have to get out of bed to get drunk.
That is amazing. That's good.
So, well, I mean, I would have to go out of my room to get glasses. I could put glasses in there.
Can't you put glasses on it? Surely you can put glasses on it. Leave glasses in there.
For mixers.
Yeah.
Freezer for ice.
You're on your way, though.
God.
This is good.
Rocks.
You're living the dream. This is good.
I know, right?
That is
because of all the time I spend drinking alone in my room.
Yeah, crying as well.
I drink alone.
I'm jazzed about that.
You know, when Seth dies of some drink-related disease, we'll realise this was a cry for help, won't we? That we all missed.
Oh, maybe. Moving
on. Oh no, sounds good. Sounds good. You need to get some little fairy lights around it and kind of jazz it up. Shit like that.
Let's see if I can't.
Did you just say fairy lights?
Fairy lights, yeah, I did.
That's derogatory. You got to check your privilege
of fairies.
Yeah, we prefer the term LGBT lights.
LGBT lights, right? Okay, so you need to get some LGBT lights round your bar. Then, sorry.
There's a picture of it.
Anyone was offended by that? Sorry about that. Am I allowed to say lights?
Just lights. Yeah, just lights.
That
is a nice looking bar.
Let's have a look. Oh, sweet. We're looking at this making good podcasting. I'm liking it.
Just describe it.
It's like a bookshelf looking.
It's like a bookshelf, like a cubed sort of
But yeah, it's got your wine rack going there.
I'm liking it. It is way too close to your bed. That's just easy.
What's at the foot of my bed? I would have to crawl over to.
Yeah, but you could still be lying down and hang over the top to get.
Can we all be in agreement that people on the internet are dicks?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
This is gonna.
What just happened? That was a very okay.
That was a segue because I realize now that we're all just talking about a shelf.
You're right.
It's what's in the shelf.
So you know what?
It's a shelf full of wine.
Ace,
so yes,
Ace is jealous. Ace is jealous that he didn't.
I don't have any wine, and that's my problem. Okay. I for once something online made me be proactive because I had this solution where I wasn't going to see the new It movie because I just didn't care that much.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not going to see it. It wasn't until there was like a Bloody Disgusting post, which it was like, this is the greatest movie ever made. Right. And somebody goes in the comments, reading the comments for some reason, and this is where people are dicks.
There's your mistake.
I know, and the comment is just like, man, that old movie's a giant piece of shit. People who like that movie are fucking retarded. I can't believe... One comment below that, somebody's like, I think the old movie did stuff that was slightly better than the new movie in parts. Immediate reply under that, I can't believe you just keep bringing up the old movie and just, And I'm like, I'm gonna see the new movie, just to see. Because that was what sold me, is it was just this guy going like, you can't, why do you even compare the two? Both can exist at the same time. And it's like, dude, one comment ahead of that, you were just talking about how the other one was so shit and this one is so good.
Yeah.
And then when somebody makes the same point against you, you're suddenly like, coexist, motherfucker, yo. So I decided to watch it, and we're not going to get into spoilers, but it did lead into a conversation I had, which then led into me thinking about various things, but... I will say...
I was going to say, Ace has seen it, Matt's seen it, me and Seth haven't seen it, so in one word, Ace, what do you think?
One word.
Just one word.
What?
Just one word. Just one word.
Potential. That's
okay.
The best I could give it, because there were some... man...
Yeah. It's a work in progress.
There was some stuff that was so good.
What about your one-word review?
Good.
Okay, this is cool.
But it has to be said with that inflection.
Well, because it's not bloody disgusting, and every website does try to make it seem like it is the second coming of horror, and it's definitely not that.
No.
It's not the greatest film ever, and I think that it does it a disservice if you go in there thinking you're about to see a movie that's going to knock your socks off. Because I had no fucking expectations, and I was impressed.
Redefine horror.
I mean, I liked it a lot. I say good. I mean, I'm not going to, like, try to oversell. I mean...
Greatest horror film ever.
No, I'm not going to go that far.
Renaissance of the genre.
I'm not going to be part of that. But, no, I did really like it. I liked it a lot. I've seen it twice now. And
you got the T-shirt.
Well, I've got several several It
Yeah.
T-shirts.
I do like that T-shirt.
I will say one thing, and this is no spoiler or whatnot, but this is something I never thought I would say in a million years. For the first time in a movie ever, I preferred the creature as CGI than as a person.
Really?
It's like the only time I've ever felt this way, but like any time that it was Bill Skarsgård, I was like, this isn't that great. But then when he was in effect, I actually really loved it. There was a weird dreamlike effect to the CG that I really appreciated.
It's kind of usually the other way around, but I'm
it's always the other way around, and this is the first time ever where I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'll go with an open mind.
Go with an open mind, but I've got to tell you, just as somebody who likes horror, don't go in thinking it's going to be because I think had I have had that bar set for me, if I hadn't have been so skeptical, I would have certainly hated it. But because I was like, you know what? I have no expectations. It did some incredibly well stuff, and man,
there's a lot of. I mean, I had very few problems with. I mean, it's an updated adaptation. There are things they do different, and some of the things they do different, I was like, no, I don't like that. But for the most part, I had a really good time.
And the kids are incredible. All the shit that's being said about the kids, I am impressed that you can get that many kid actors and have them all so sincere.
Wow.
The Finn Wolfhard, who plays Richie, is awesome. I love him. Of course, I loved him in Stranger Things. So.
Oh, right.
And then the girl playing Beverly, I liked a lot. She was really, really good. And then the kid playing Eddie Kazbrak was also just awesome.
Oh, that's good. So no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I had a single complaint with any of the kids. I mean,
no. I mean, I wasn't.
The only thing that they were missing, this is no spoiler, is I really do wish that they had more establishing them becoming friends, because they do not do shit with that.
Yeah, it just happened there.
The thing I said to my wife was like, and I posted it on Facebook too, I'm like, this movie really suffers from being a movie rather than like a limited series on like HBO, because it's 2.5 hours. It's as long as it can possibly be and be a movie, and it still is like this doesn't feel long enough to me.
No, because it really does stretch the weirdest shit. Right at the beginning, again, no spoiler, but there's like this extended swimming scene, and it doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of like you're supposed to get the impression they're all becoming friends through it, but you just don't.
That's their idea of that's
bonding,
their bonding scene.
They're coming
and
together.
It's like, this is an awkward scene of underage teenagers in their underwear.
Yeah, and they don't really bond. It's just sort of. I really do. And this is me comparing movies that don't need to be compared, but in the miniseries, they did a good job with that, and I kind of miss the, like, let's build a dam aspect.
And again, that's a time thing. That miniseries is, 10 hours long? Or something like that?
It's actually 4, and technically they did the kid part in 2 hours.
Yeah. Really? I guess
I think the difference is, though, is they didn't squeeze in as much horror in the first part.
It's true.
Good point.
Yeah.
Where in this one, and man, again, I have to say it, there is a lot of really bad jump scares, like the kind where if you have half a brain, you go, this is... But the effects are really eerie. Mm-hmm. And that's what bothers me, is like, I want to praise it and slap it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't need to have a big bang, you don't need to have a splash, you don't need the clown to run at the thing, because... Holy crap, some of the stuff is really unnerving, and you just... There are weird visuals. Half in the Bag alludes to something that happens...
No spoiler, but the dancing part near the end was one of those eerie effects that I'm like, boy, that just looks fucking weird.
Oh, they danced.
You spoiled it for me.
That's actually how they defeat it, is with an interpretive dance. You didn't know that?
Is it like a dance-off? It's like a dance-off.
Yeah,
it's like at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy when Chris Pratt just starts dancing.
Randomly.
Wait, Guardians of the Galaxy has an ending? Fuck, spoilers. I didn't know it ended. Fuck.
It's like what's the film?
But anyways, this brings me to the subject, because a close friend of mine, I have 2 friends that I was talking to, and one of them basically said, you know what? This movie was a ton of fun. I didn't love it, but it was like a haunted house, and I enjoyed it. And I appreciate that. Another friend basically reacted as if they were raped. And they were like, this is the biggest... Because they really, really wanted to love it. And that's what, segue. It ties into the whole, like... They were so disappointed, and it made me start thinking, like...
They got the hopes
When have you being you guys, been in a situation where you've been so hyped for something, so unbelievably on the hype train, and then you saw it, and it just crushed you?
Shit, I guess I've had a few. You know the one that comes to mind when I was a kid, really into Iron Maiden, and their new album, is it Seventh Son of a Seventh Son?
The synth rock album where they tried to be Rush?
Yeah. Basically, that was just about to be released, and me and my friend were like so into Maiden, and it's like, it's released on Monday, we're going to go to Liverpool, we're going to buy the album, it's going to be the best thing ever. And this is like before the internet, so we didn't know much about it, and we actually bought it, got it home, put it on, we're like, what the fuck is this? And we just constantly listening to all the albums before that, and loved everything they'd done up to that point, and was so disappointed. I mean, looking back on it now and listening to some of the stuff on there, it's like, you know what, I don't mind it, it's pretty good. But at the time, I was just heartbroken. It was just like, it was so sad. Star Wars did that to me as well. That was
building off of Tony. I was really into Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
And I was so stoked for both Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 because I loved the first one so much that I avoided all trailers. I went totally surprised.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have seen Iron Man 3.
Clips of it, haven't seen it all.
Yeah, I have.
Well,
it's been on.
It sucks.
Oh.
And the first Iron Man, I was thinking like, why didn't they use the Mandarin? Because that's like Iron Man's main villain.
Oh yeah.
And what I was told is like, oh, that's like all space alien shit, and Marvel's not going to do that for the movies. And well, guess what? They're doing that now for the movies.
Yep.
And so Iron Man 3 was going to have the Mandarin.
Oh, right, okay.
And spoilers, because I don't think you guys, no one should see it. They just totally neutered the Mandarin. It turned out that he was just an actor.
Oh, no.
Or something the whole time. He was just like playing some character.
Oh.
And it fucking sucks. They were like hyping up like, oh, it's the main villain for Iron Man. It's gonna be awesome.
And he was shit.
And it's like, oh, never mind, he's not there.
That's the problem, going into stuff blind. You know, you're like, I don't want any spoilers, I don't want anything. You go into it and then you can be heartbroken by it, really. It's
well,
like,
they didn't advertise that aspect of it.
Oh no, I guess. Right. So even if you would have looked around, you wouldn't have really known. I guess if you read reviews, I bet there were reviews out there.
I'm still upset about it.
I'm the same about Iron Maiden. Now, who's next? And it's got to be Iron something. Iron Giant. Iron Giant. The C4.
I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. No. Anybody? Matt?
Well,
heartbroken.
I guess I don't have anything, because Ace is like by the standards set up for the thing, I don't really, because like I was really crushed by the Dark Tower this year, but I had a feeling that I was going to be crushed by the Dark Tower.
So you went in thinking it would be not that good.
I just had so there's
so it's not total heartbreak.
I don't know, and a couple albums came out this year that I liked, but I didn't like I like the band In This Moment. They're a metal band.
Oh, right. Okay.
And their new album came out this year, and I wasn't like crushed by it. I was just more like, oh, this is okay. This is not the best album they've
not blown away.
Yeah, and the same thing with the new Alice Cooper album. Like, I like it. It's good. I love Alice Cooper. I was like, this is after, because I loved his last two albums. I thought Welcome to My Nightmare and Along Came a Spider were fucking fantastic albums. And then this new one came out, and I was like, okay, it's good. It sounds like Alice Cooper, but it's not at the level of his last two albums. So I was like, it's fine, but it's not. I guess based on the last two albums, my expectations were pretty high. I wasn't crushed. I was just more like, oh, it's okay.
I can actually strongly relate to that in the sense of so Along Came a Spider was an album by Alice Cooper that my first listen I hated it.
Really?
I thought it came off as like, and I hate using this term because I do love Alice Cooper, but my first impression was, this sounds like an old man trying to be metal, and I didn't like it initially. And when I heard Paranormal, I really liked it on my first listen. I'm like, this is great. This is classic rock. However, months down the line, I still listen to Along Came a Spider and really enjoy it. That's one that progressively grew on me. I have never listened to Paranormal past that first few weeks.
It's weird, that new album. The first time I listened to it, I was like, this is great. And then I've gone back to it after that, and I was like,
it's wicked generic.
It's pretty safe hard rock.
And you know what album it reminds me of his is Dirty Diamonds, which came out several years ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but even Dirty Diamonds had songs that were like different, that changed the tempo. The problem with this one is like every song is like an AC/DC style song where it's just like the same repetitious chords, and it doesn't really. There isn't a slow ballad. There isn't like a weird show tune song, because Alice Cooper is one part metal and goth, but then the other part of him is like show tunes and Disney music,
vaudeville.
And so you don't have vaudeville, you don't have Alice Cooper doing a show, you just have like these really mundane ZZ Top AC/DC style rock songs, which are okay. Again, I agree with you. It's not in no imagination, it's still a good album compared to most people, especially people Alice's age or bands of that time. But it's definitely not. I listen to the fuck out of Brutal Planet. I listen to the fuck out of Along Came a Spider. Welcome to My Nightmare.
One thing I was thinking about while I was thinking about that new Alice Cooper album and this discussion is, I realized man, I feel like Alice Cooper's really at his best when he's making kind of experimental concept albums. Like Brutal Planet, Dragon Town, Along Came a Spider, Welcome to My Nightmare, Welcome to My Nightmare, The Last Temptation, Raise Your Fist and Yell. Those are all really good. I mean, he has a few like rock albums that, you know, like Trash is a fairly generic rock album, but I really like it and such. But I'm like,
except for the amount of times he says "baby" in that album, that's a great album. But man, every song he uses the word "baby," and I always like that's the most grating thing about that fucking album.
Like I said, it's a generic of its time rock album, but it's still, you know, pretty good. And so those were the ones I had.
All right. I was really hyped up for the Emoji Movie. I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I love emojis.
Do you like emojis?
Yeah. What's emojis all the time.
Question. What's your favourite emoji, sir?
Oh, definitely the poop one.
The poop. Everyone's
fave. The poop emoji.
Well, luckily they got Patrick Stewart. So for mine,
yours, Ace.
My biggest disappointment, and it actually revisited this just the other night to make sure that I still felt the same. Motherfucking Frankenweenie. I have never been so hyped for a movie in my life. I was like, this is going to be Tim Burton's comeback. This is gonna be a great movie. I went out, I saw it in the drive-in. That was how fucking hyped I was. Before the movie came out, I bought stuff for it. Like, I would buy merchandise because I was so convinced that I would love this movie. I was like, I've gotta love this movie. Tim Burton owes me a good movie. And my God, and even watching it, I remember watching it with my friends, and they were all getting bored. And I was like, no, I get this. That's a reference to Lon Chaney. And then I'm like, but then my main mind goes like, but that's not funny. He's just like referencing like, oh, that's a reference to Boris Karloff. Okay. Well, that's a reference to Godzilla. Oh, but this isn't funny. Wow, this is... And in fact, for as much as I dislike Pixar, and I think Pixar is really bad writing, even Pixar knows to make a story or some attachment. Frankenweenie is like the worst film I've ever seen. And I was so heartbroken, and I watched it again, and it was like, I was like, it was like, oh my God. It's like when you have a breakup, and then you jerk off remembering the person you broke up with, and then afterwards you immediately feel terrible.
You feel so bad. Well, you know what? I've got to go against you and say I kind of like Frankenweenie because I went into it not knowing what the hell it was. It's like, hey, let's just watch this. And like, oh, it's cute. And that was it.
But it's so... But it's so boring and soulless, and it's like the definition of like, I bet I could get fat goth girls to buy t-shirts at Hot Topic.
Yeah, we have
the other movie
Frankenweenie
that played after that you thought you were going to hate that you
okay, so the second movie on that was a double billing, and the second movie was Wreck-It Ralph, which I had no care. I didn't care about Wreck-It Ralph. I was like, I don't really. We can leave after this one, and we ended up watching it, and I fell in love with Wreck-It Ralph. I still love Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, but it's not just the same as Frankenweenie with the references. There's Q-Bert. There's a ghost from Pac-Man.
Yeah, except for Wreck-It Ralph has jokes. It's not just like here comes B. Karloff on the screen. Yeah. Remember him?
I gotta watch Frankenweenie again.
Ooh, you know another disappointment that it really got me? I just thought of this one just now. I can't believe I only just remembered. But I really liked the book Under the Dome by Stephen King.
Oh, jeez.
And then they did the Under the Dome TV show, and it was the hottest, steamiest dumpster fire in the world. Yeah. Well, you know what? So bad.
I never read the book, but the series come on, and it's like, holy shit, it's... is it Frank from Breaking Bad? Have I just made that name up? I don't know.
Oh, I'm not.
Whoever the guy is, the main guy in it, it's like, hey, this looks good. Trailers look good. I started watching it, and after about 4 episodes, it's like, let's not watch this, and let's not talk about it.
The book really hooked me, and I really enjoyed the book, and then that fucking show came on, and I'm like, this is bad.
Yeah, it was.
It just really bad.
I think maybe the first episode's like, wow, this could be good, and then the second episode's like, and then third and fourth, like, fucking hell, what am I doing? Listen, talking about steaming piles of shite, why don't we get onto our fan fiction?
Yeah, we're like 25 minutes in.
Does that sound a good idea?
You mean we have to read this for another 45? You mean we have to read it for like 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
This is your community service, basically. You've got to pay back all the bad things you've done. No, I don't know where I'm going with that.
I was actually genuinely engaged because I started thinking about Under the Dome just then. One last point to this. It's actually the same thing with It and The Dark Tower, for that matter. Is Stephen King just too much of a rambly writer to translate very well?
No, it's not that.
I'm not talking bad about him. It's just
no.
Partly.
His style is so it wouldn't translate well because he picks up random characters and then rambles on about them, and then
there's been books where people are like, there's no way you can make this into a good movie, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it's a great movie and I love that movie. It's like, yeah, it can be done with the right people, I think. It's just the right people.
But that was like more of the lore to it too, though. Like, it had that element of like Terry Gilliam was pulling both the book and also the actual legend of what Hunter went through. And he referenced a lot of stuff. Like with a Stephen King book, there's no reality to pull from, except for unless it's like Stand By Me, where it's like, oh, well, this is some allegory for Stephen King's own life. You just go to Maine. But I have this weird feeling that with most Stephen King properties, It included, it doesn't translate well because he just has this weird tendency of getting so cerebral with what characters are thinking and their motivation, or like how the book will take a jarring turn and suddenly the book will take this really racist tone because there was a racist character and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And
like when when you spend a huge chunk of it hearing the N-word repeated over and over and over again, and you're like, wow, this is, oh wait, the character is, you're like, you kind of lose sight of the fact that it's the character that's a raging racist, and he's obviously the bad guy in the story, and it's just like, oh, wait a minute, I'm just really desensitized to this word at this point. He said it so many times.
It's true. Because you don't really know what he's thinking and his background that much. It's true.
I really need to know what happens to Tyran.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. It was a legitimate point that I was thinking about there.
I'm going to delay it. Best movie from a Stephen King book. Everybody's.
Oh God!
Come on, quickly. No reason. I want to know.
I mean, the answer
mine's The Shining.
Shawshank Redemption, isn't it?
Mine's The Shining.
God damn it! I didn't think about Shawshank Redemption. I was gonna say Misery.
It's just the best movie generally.
Well, no, but like Misery was really fucking good.
Yeah, it's true.
Misery's good.
And The Green Mile.
Green Mile's good. Yeah.
Are we just gonna name his whole filmography?
We've got IMDb up. We just go down the list.
I don't know.
The podcast.
The Mangler wasn't very good.
I really liked the adaptation of Tawog.
Let's get to Tawog.
Tawog the Risen Dead. Chapter 12, Out of the Frying Pan. Gumball woke up hitting his head on the floor. It wasn't solid, it was the floor of a van. He couldn't see because his eyes were covered by a bandana. I read that as banana. Or of sorts. He couldn't tell what colour, but that didn't matter. Gumball began moving the muscles of his face so that the bandana fell just below his eyes. He was now able to see where they were. He shuffled to stand up. No fucking commas. Stand up, but he couldn't because his hands and feet were tied together.
Hey, Tony. Do you think Stephen King reads Gumball fanfiction?
Definitely.
What do you think his favorite Gumball character is, judging by Stephen King's personality?
I think it's Lexi, which isn't an OC. She's actually.
Do you think Lexi is his character?
That's yeah. No, Lexi's no OC created by Stephen King. Definitely. Yeah, full on racist as well, isn't she? He shifted around and was able to stand, but hunched. He shifted around, but was able to stand, but hunched over to the point where he couldn't see out of the back window. The knot was loose, but he couldn't untie it. He saw a sign. It said Lobar Street. He fell over on his side and shifted the bandana up over his eyes again. Not only what felt like 2 minutes later, the doors swung open.
What a paragraph.
That's it. Yeah. I'm
suffering
you know what? I have got a sore throat, a cold, a sore throat, and reading a paragraph with no fucking punctuation, it's hell, honestly. But I'm gonna do it.
You wanna switch?
No. Nah, it's fine.
I'll be the
I'll
gator, I guess. Take him to the stockhouse,
the familiar voice of the gator said. Gumball was picked up and brought to a solid concrete room and was tossed to the ground. More thumps were heard, most likely his friends.
Fuck, this one's heavy,
they said, slamming what was obviously Kaiser to the ground. Then suddenly the bandana was ripped off his head.
I don't remember what
character. Sickly looking rat.
I want you to be the rat.
You want me to?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I sort of lost where we are there for a second.
The British rat. Do the British rat.
The British. Where are we at exactly?
Hey, we got a live one. Said a sickly looking rat.
Let's see. Holy shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down.
Oh. Hey, we got a live one.
Said a sickly looking rat. He had grey matted fur and looked like he hadn't showered even before the apocalypse. He wore a windbreaker jacket and black pants. Very important to know what you're wearing. Does Stephen King do that in his books? As soon as a new character tells exactly what he's wearing.
Who's gonna be
the fact that Stephen King talks like a grandpa makes the idea of him creating Lexi really funny to me. Because, like, his voice is like, wow, we gotta do this thing.
Yeah.
Her name's Lexi.
What is this, a
ram? A ram.
Don't kill him, love. They got all tense, then the meat ain't good. What?
Don't kill him live. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, sure.
Yelled.
I changed it to love because I thought it would make more sense.
Don't kill him, love.
British accent.
Was that British?
Oh. No, it wasn't.
Yelled a ram with a long goatee and grey t-shirt. I hope the ram's in it again. You're gonna do that.
We ain't killing them yet anyway. They're too fresh. We gotta let them sit. Or we gotta let them get to the point where they accept it and just take them back to the back room, and lock them up there.
Said the gator. Here's the ram.
Fine.
That was Seth.
Is that good?
Do it again.
That was more Australian.
Fine. G'day, mate. Said the ram,
mate.
Dragging Gumball's friends to the back room. That wasn't bad, sir.
What the hell are we gonna do?
Gumball thought to himself, shaking in fear because the room was surprisingly cold. He was then dragged down. Do you think it was because he was scared, or was it because the room was cold, or both? I don't really know. He was then dragged down a hallway as well. Soon they were all awake.
Where are we?
Kaiser asked.
Somewhere on Low Bar Street.
Gumball answered.
Wait, I lost my place.
Oh, Darwin.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, you guys, pay attention.
Do you think they checked our pockets for weapons?
Oh, hello, Darwin asked. Everybody then checked. There's a weapon in my pocket. Everybody
There's
then
a weapon in my pocket, that's for sure.
Nobody had their knives except for Carrie.
I have my utility razor that I keep in my hand.
Carrie said.
Wait a minute. She keeps a utility razor in her hair. What?
As you do.
Well, you know.
Carrie's
you know how you keep a razor in your hair.
I thought Carrie was a ghost, number one.
Oh, yeah, actually, I don't know.
Ghost puberty, remember?
Oh, God.
Wait, did this actually cover that?
Quick trim.
No.
Okay,
no, that was in another story.
These are all running together. Like, if Eric was here, he'd save them.
Guys, we've got to read something besides Gumball at some point. We're losing track of things.
we did come up with an idea for the next one, but I can't remember what it was. What the fuck was it?
More Gumball, obviously.
Harry Potter.
Well, that would be great because we could all talk in British accents.
Oh yeah, actually, let's do it. Seriously, I'm up for that. I'll just moan all the way through.
Hello, Hermione. Welcome to my cupboard of love.
Let's do it because it will be funny. It will amuse you.
Oh, Harry, I like when you insert your broomstick in me ass.
Okay, once we finish this, we need to...
Here comes Neville Longbottom! Hello! I'm Neville Longbottom, and I'm deaf!
Let me find my really bad Dick Van Dyke. Stepping time! Come on, matey, stepping time! Stepping time! Okay, I better stop or the mouse is gonna get me.
Sorry, I just realised Dick Van Dyke, was that accent he did in Mary Poppins supposed to be an English accent? I've only just realised that.
Yeah.
I'm taking the piss.
I know.
Like he was taking the piss as well. We need to... Harry Potter's the next thing. Definitely, we need to do it.
Erotic Harry Potter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll do that. It's alright, we've got a fuck ton of chapters to this.
Okay. We need to make our escape fast. That door is probably locked, but eventually somebody will get in.
Kaiser said.
Wait, what do you mean somebody will eventually get in?
What about we'll
to
eventually
the area in general, the zombies. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Right, the break-in.
You need to free yourself, then the rest of us, then you need to free yourself, then the rest of us, I have to be freed first in case they come in early so I can overwhelm the guy who comes in.
Jesus.
You got it!
Take a breath.
That totally made sense.
Carrie said, struggling to reach for the blade in her hair. She grabbed the razor and freed her feet and hands.
Alright, come get me,
Kaiser said. Carrie walked over to Kaiser and freed him. At the moment Kaiser was freed, the door opened. Wow.
Holy shit.
The Ram said with a smile.
God damn it. We can't leave you alone for a damn minute without you getting loose.
He said, reaching for his hand.
What was that?
It's like you're doing a jig with your mouth. Like you were doing that, and I could physically see the mouth shapes you were making. We can't leave that alone.
He said, reaching for his handgun, a Cabot.
Please kill the ram.
1911. He's here till the end of the story. Kaiser ran straight towards the ram, but it was already too late. He shot Kaiser in the side. Oh my god. He fell over wheezing in pain. The ram stepped over Kaiser's shaking body and walked to Carrie. Jesus, it's all happening.
Alright. Hand it over.
This ram has special needs. The ram said with the gun pointing at her.
Don't say special needs. I'll bust out in a very offensive.
Special needs. In fact, you know what? Because it's written so badly and there's no punctuation, when I'm reading those long paragraphs, it sounds like I've got special needs. Anyway, sorry, back to the ram.
Oh shit, there's more?
Yeah, there's lots more. It's going to be good.
Don't worry about your big friend.
I don't know. I'm talking to a British person right now. I don't remember what they sound like.
Just do it.
God,
Just do it. It's funny.
What do you mean they?
Those people.
Those people. Well, faggots are quite tasty actually. Don't knock the food called faggots. Nice. Can't be a good faggot.
And I've been watching Game of Thrones too. I should have this down.
Yo, yeah.
Don't
just like a Peter Dinklage.
Your big friend.
Hold on, which character in Game of Thrones is that?
Hodor.
Hold on.
Go on,
we don't want him dead yet. He's got way too much meat on his bones to just lose.
Carrie.
There's an Australian in there.
I know, I think there was actually. It sounds like a speech synth sort of gone slightly wrong. You change in the settings. Carrie handed over the razor.
Somebody come get this big meat man before he dies.
That's fucking tickling me that. The ram said rushing to save his dinner. They took Kaiser, and a few hours later Kaiser was thrown back in with the gauze covering his shirtless body. He wasn't too cold given the fact that he's a bear, but he's not as big and scary as a bear normally is. When they say bear...
Wait, is Kaiser a bear?
Yeah.
Is he?
I didn't know that.
Like a big hairy gay man.
Exactly.
Is that what he is? Right, okay. That's fine.
I don't know if I want to do Harry Potter.
Why not?
I was thinking about it. Maybe
no.
Good to do Harry Potter.
Seth, I will laugh all the way through it. Come on, just to entertain me, do Harry Potter. I hate Harry Potter,
tears.
but I'm up for it. Yeah, it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny.
I was Andrew, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yeah,
I have no fucking recollection of who the fuck I was. I know one of my characters died. One of my 2 characters died last chapter, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tyran's already dead?
Yeah, he was eaten, remember?
Well, I remember that part. I didn't know
Yeah.
if he died.
He'll be back in flashbacks.
Yeah, flashback.
Dun-dun.
Thank you.
Dude, you're probably the biggest guy I know.
Carrie said, looking at how massive his paw was compared to her hand.
He is a bear.
He is a
paw? Shit, I wasn't looking at his paw at all.
You should meet his dad. He's 9 feet tall.
Oh, hello. Andrew said, sitting down with his friends at the lunch table.
Hey, man. Shouldn't you be, hanging out with your football buddies?
Carrie said, surprised.
Haha, not today. Tobias is getting on my nerves.
Andrew said, eating a cheeseburger.
Wait, his dad is 9 inches long?
Carrie asked in disbelief.
Yeah, and he has weird black streaks.
Perfect. Oh, Jesus.
He lost an eye due to an infection.
Oh.
And now he wears an eye patch. He's basically the most badass dad to ever live.
Andrew said with his mouth full of cheesy and beefy chunks.
Chew with your mouth closed, you nasty dog.
Kaiser said, downing an entire bag of fries.
He doesn't like talking about his dad much.
Andrew said, almost finished with his cheeseburger.
Why?
Carrie asked.
Because he's obsessed with the fact that I'm not bare enough. I'm only six inches long. I have no wild streaks. I haven't gotten into fights. I hate sports.
Kaiser said angrily.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
Carrie.
6 was big.
Carrie said.
Don't be. It's not like I hate him. He's just annoying.
Kaiser said, eating the entire cheeseburger in one bite.
Good tune, big guy.
Carrie
Who the
said,
fuck writes that shit?
Carrie said, smacking
What is this
Kaiser's
fucking
stomach.
Life is Strange? That's a topical joke.
Oh. Yeah, I like that.
Jeez, you're off.
Kaiser said, taking his tray to the trash. End of flashback.
Dun-dun.
Kaiser
They
began...
had
Go on.
Were they at a fast food restaurant?
I don't know. I don't know what the point of that scene was.
It's just to emphasize how big Kaiser's dick is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's it, yeah. Not as big as his dad's. Kaiser began to cry for his family for the first time since they died. There we go.
Oh, gotcha. Hey, big guy, are you okay?
Carrie said, putting her hand on his knee. That's
fine. It just stings.
Kaiser said, reaching for his flask.
Shit, I guess Drew swapped my flask. I guess if I die here, it'll be a nice way to remember me.
So what's our plan now?
Penny asked.
Well, they never tied us back up, so I guess we get rid of our restraints.
Kaiser said, shaking.
I can't keep my hands still, though, so it's up to you, Carrie.
Okay.
She said, beginning to untie Darwin.
Then what?
Gumball asked.
Not sure. I guess we're winging it.
Kaiser said, closing his eyes and falling asleep.
What?
Oh man, now he's asleep.
You guys are on your own.
Penny said, worried that they just lost their biggest advantage.
Well, I'm freaking out.
Gumball said, getting untied by Carrie. Darwin began untying Penny, and then the little dog boy, who still hasn't said a word to anyone since the... I can't even fucking say it. Why can't I say that word? Pizzeria. Jesus Christ.
It's like you've never played Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, Dorsa has. Let me give me Dorsa in here. She can read this shit. That's weird. I blank on that word.
I'm pretty sure that's a form of child abuse, making anybody read this.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah. I'm not really going to do it. They were all. In fact, she did ask about our podcast. She's like, "You read fan fiction about gumballs? Like, whatever you do, don't fucking listen to it ever." They were. Please don't listen to it.
Don't do that. Don't mention it.
I know. Oh no, I'm trying to really play it down. She probably does listen to it. Hey Hannah, you okay? Hey Hannah's friends. No, I'm joking.
Go to bed, kids.
Get to bed now.
Damn it.
It's late. They were all ready to fight, but had no idea. Had no idea what they were fighting. There could be 10 to 30 people to fight, and they wouldn't know. The door opened, and the person behind it was a familiar face. It was Rob, the Cyclops.
Rob the Cyclops?
Sure.
Gumball said in shock.
Oh man, what a shame. I was hoping you'd go because I killed you, but I'm gonna need you to come with me.
Rob said.
Wish I could do that.
Rob said, offering his hand. Don't mention his one eye.
Okay.
Gumball said, taking it and being stood up. Gumball had his hands zip tied.
Stood up.
So he couldn't escape. Yeah, but
where are we going?
The slaughterhouse.
Rob said, staring with his one eye at his feet.
What the hell is that?
Gumball asked, getting scared.
It's where we're gonna go kill the livestock.
Rob said, no, that's a good accent. Rob said, not making eye contact with Gumball.
Oi, I got it from watching a lot of friggin' Fat Bastard in the Austin Powers movies, don't you know?
That's what it reminded me of.
I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I
Tommy.
eat. It's a vicious cycle. Now get over here and get in my belly.
That's good. They walked down a long hallway with scratched up walls and grey tiles leading to a room
man.
with similar features, but with one that really stood out: the blood all over the walls and plastic curtains. Rob opened one of the plastic curtains that led to a small open plastic bucket and chair.
Oi, just sit down.
Rob said, pointing to the chair.
Okay.
Gumball said, sitting down in the chair. Rob zip-tied Gumball's legs to the legs of the chairs. Of the chairs, and put his arms behind the back of he chair. I just read it as it's written. Gumball couldn't move.
I have to go. I'm sorry, Gumball.
Rob said, leaving the room.
What? So who's Rob?
Don't have a clue.
He's actually
Scottish Cyclops.
He's actually a really cute character from the show. In season 1, he was a background character, and then he gets forgotten about, and so he gets put into the realm between worlds where forgotten about characters go. And then he vows revenge on Gumball because Gumball decides to dub him like, we need a new goal for you, so they make him into a villain. It's very meta. And then Rob ceases to hate Gumball, and then they have a cute episode where they date.
Is he blue with like a brown haircut?
Yep. Well, now he's like made out of static, and he's like.
Oh, I know exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, but like, is he on? Wait, I thought he was on their side, but now he's tying him up.
I mean, I don't know. I've been reading the story. I'm playing with the fidget spinner, bro.
Okay. I'm going to die, and after I die, so will Kaiser, Carrie, Penny, and Darwin. I have to get free and help them escape.
Gumball thought to himself. Entering the room was a red-headed lemur.
Why couldn't it have been the rat?
And holding a motorcycle.
What? Wait, excuse me?
Holding a motorcycle.
Just like with his hand?
Just like a lemur carrying a motorcycle.
A strong lemur wearing a raincoat holding a motorcycle. As you do. Hold a motorcycle.
And Gumball is wondering what's up with that goofy outfit.
Got nothing to do with the motorcycle. Gumball asked. Who's the lemur?
I don't know, who is the lemur?
I mean, I don't think the lemur has anything beyond this one line. It's for the blood!
The lemur said.
I've got the teeth!
A serrated combat knife.
Oh shit.
Gumball thought to himself, staring death in the face. I don't know why that's a real.
We're busy in here!
The lemur murmur was interrupted by the curtain violently opening. 3 hours earlier,
Dun, dun.
in the home tower.
Dun, dun.
It's been too long. It's almost morning, and I'm starting to worry.
Andrew said, biting his thumbnail.
And you decided to wake me up at 3 a.m. to tell me this?
Lexi said,
God,
drinking
there
a
better
bottle
be
of
some
water.
dick in this for me.
Tired as hell. Knock, knock, knock.
Knock.
Dun dun.
Who's knocking at the... Who's that knocking at my door?
Lexi
Knock,
sings song.
knocking on heaven's door.
More like, how did they get in?
Andrew asked, grabbing his handgun.
I'll get the door. You stay back and get ready for whoever.
It's Flame.
Oh, Flame's back in the
Who's
hissy
Flame?
hissy house. I can't remember who Flame is.
I don't know.
I mean, I have no
Was
idea.
Flame Eric? Was Flame Eric?
No, I thought Flame was... Well, Flame
I
can
don't
be
know.
anybody. It's Flame.
Flame said through the door. Andrew holstered his handgun and opened up the door.
Jesus, man. It's 3 a.m. You scared the shit out of us.
Lexi said, sitting down.
Oh, wait. Is that Flame?
Yeah.
He's got a
I
new
think, yeah.
He's got a new voice. Well, I came in to check up on you.
Okay, 1. How did you get in? And 2. Why are you here at 3 a.m.?
Andrew asked.
Well, somebody left the lock off of the door, and the social construct of time is pointless. Now I came at 3 a.m. because there's no such thing as inappropriate time anymore.
Oh,
There
sorry.
is such a thing
Oh.
as sleep.
Flame said, looking around. So where's the,
Oh, sorry, I got
At the end of
distracted. Okay.
So where's the rest of your
they
team?
went, so where's... No, I'm still lost. What the heck?
Go back
You
one.
got it. It's so
Go back
where's.
At the end of that.
So
where's
where's the rest of your team? There we are. So where's the rest of
Yeah.
your team?
They went to the inner city to get food.
Ooh, okay. The inner city.
Flame exclaimed, interrupting Andrew.
We know it's dangerous, but
It's not dangerous. It's suicide.
Flame exclaimed, interrupting Andrew again.
It's filled with huge groups of cannibalistic psychos, and now your friends are right there in the middle of it.
How can we save them?
Lexi exclaimed, terrified for her brothers.
Well, I could send on some backup to the most likely place they've been taken to, but you don't do that for city walkers like you.
Flame said, squeezing his assault rifle.
Fine, we'll join. Just please help them.
Lexi exclaimed. It's like exclaiming.
Are you sure? It's a lot bigger and different from this place you live in.
Flame asked.
Yes, just save my brother.
Lexi said.
Okay, one of you get in your truck. We need to go pick the back. We need to go pick up the backup.
Flame said, opening the door. They arrived into a small town with half of a wall built. Jesus. They arrived into a small town with half of a wall built. The wall was weak and thin, but was most likely just the frame. Once they arrived, unreadable. Once they arrived, they hurried into the building. Andrew drove and followed Flame into the building. In the building, they went up a story and into the first room on the right. Inside was a girl with curly rainbow hair done up into a bun. She was wearing a black tight pants and a dark blue letterman jacket, a football jersey. It read Wilson.
We need a team of 6 or 7 people to save this guy's friends in the inner city. They've decided to join us.
Flame said. This is
we don't have enough fucking people.
there.
What did you want?
No. I was gonna say I don't want to talk to myself.
It's tough, yeah.
oh yeah.
We don't have enough fucking people being fed well enough to be sent off to their possible demise to save a
She had turned around and saw Andrew.
Andrew.
Rachel, haha.
Andrew exclaimed in confusion.
Who are your friends?
Rachel asked.
Gumball, Darwin, Penny, Carey, and Kaiser? I don't know. The big bear with blonde dreads.
Andrew said.
Gross.
I didn't know he was a bear or he had blonde dreads. That's weird.
I can give you 6 men, well armed, but other than that, I can't help you much. And, Andrew, have you seen Tobias?
We should talk about that when we get back.
Andrew said, leaving the room.
Tobias.
Oh.
Lieutenant Rachel, thank you.
Flame said, leaving the room. A little bit about this camp. Many people chose to call home. It began 2 days after the riots of Elmore. It has now officially been 2 weeks. The small...
Yeah, I have to go.
The small townish... I can't read this shit. The small townish area was a diverse...
I mean, we are at an hour. We get to stop.
Garden fort. Should we start...
We're at an hour. He has to go. There's no sense in you know... We gotta save all this precious meat.
This meant something to me. I don't believe you interrupted
I'm sorry,
me.
I can leave and you can keep reading.
No. We've all got to go. Listen, I'm going to use the healing power of my beard and remind you all that if it looks like magic, it is not magic, it is science or worse, so deal with it. I am not a motherfucking kid. R.I.P. Uncle Mike.
Damn you.
See you all next week. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Uncle Mike.
Bye, Uncle Mike. Bye.